in terms of Asia Pacific, we're actually 10% of the total number of Rotaractors worldwide. We have almost 30,000 Rotaractors, more than 1,700 Rotaract clubs in 119 districts and in 25 countries or territories. So as you can see in the screen, this is actually the top 11 countries in our region with the most number of Rotaractors. So the first one is Philippines, having around 600 Rotaract clubs and more than 13,000 Rotaractors, followed by Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Australia, Indonesia, Mongolia, and then Singapore. And then we also have Rotaractors in Macau, in China, New Zealand, East Timor, Myanmar, Cambodia, Fiji, Guam, French Polynesia, and American Samoa. So there are 4 countries and territories in our region which do not have reported Rotaractors, but I believe they also have Rotaractors. So it has been a plan or an aspiration even before this year to form a regional Rotaract organization in the Asia Pacific region. And most of you may have been aware. Sorry, my share screen stopped. Let me just recover my file. Anyway, so it was been a goal even before to establish a regional Rotaract organization. And if you, most of you have been participating in the Asia Pacific Regional Rotaract Conference, you may have an idea that the organization overseeing the conduct of the APRRC is the Asia Pacific Rotaract Committee. So the first APRRC was actually held in 2004. But 3 years after, the leaders back then realized that they need to form an organization, which is the Asia Pacific Rotaract Committee, or called before as the Asia Pacific Regional Rotaract Conference Standing Committee, to form this group in order to make sure that the APRRC will be sustained through the years. So there were attempts to convert the Asia Pacific Rotaract Committee into an MDIO. An MDIO is the only regional Rotaract structure recognized by Rotary International. But due to existence already of some national MDIOs in our region, they decided to park the proposal. But then again, the proposal was revived in 2018 during the APRRC held in the Philippines. So the leaders back then realized that they wanna resurrect the idea of forming a regional Rotaract organization through an MDIO. So it was approved, and then there was a call for various districts in our region to form the MDIO, and there were 14 districts who submitted the requirements to become part of the MDIO and eventually became the founding members. In September 17, 2020, Rotary International recognized the Asia Pacific Rotaract MDIO as a regional Rotaract organization in our region. And then until now, there are still more districts joining. And fortunately, we currently have 22 member districts because just this week, Rotary International District 3770 in the Philippines also joined our MDIO. So what is a Rotaract MDIO or Multi-District Information Organization? So according to the Rotary Code of Policies, which provides guidelines on how Rotary International and the clubs and districts operate, the purpose of a Rotaract MDIO is number 1, to build a sense of community and common purpose, especially aligned with Rotary strategic objectives and areas of focus in the region. So later, I'll give you an overview of how many Rotaract MDIOs are already existing around the world. So second is to offer leadership opportunities because MDIOs tend to be national or regional. So past District Rotaract representatives can have a higher level leadership experience and engage with other leaders in the region. And then lastly, which was just added in the main purpose of MDIO by the Rotary International Board of Directors during their April 2021 meeting is to strengthen the relationship between Rotaract and Rotary at the club, district, zone, and regional level. So in case you're not yet familiar with the organization of Rotary, the speaker after me will talk about our regional structures. So from the main purpose of the MDIO, Rotary International further outlined what are the objectives or the specific functions of an MDIO. Number one is to disseminate information to the member districts. And the first task is to make sure that all Rotary International announcements, programs, and resources reach through the member districts. Second is to facilitate communication between the member districts, the Rotaract clubs within the member districts, and other Rotaract MDIOs. So since various countries and territories or various districts form themselves into an MDIO, there's a lot of opportunity for various districts to share their events, their collaborative, their projects that can be opportunities for collaboration, and even best practices that could help develop manuals that can be used also by other districts. And then third is to provide leadership or professional development training. For our Rotary counterparts, they usually have zone institutes, trainings for district governors. So most often, it's the MDIOs who conducts the trainings for the DRRs and the other regional Rotaract leaders. Of course, since we're having a sense of community or sense of unity in a certain region, we can use that as an opportunity to conduct multi-district service projects. In accordance, of course, with the policy for Rotaract multi-district service projects, RI requires that when there are multi-district service projects, there's an approval of the DRR and the district governor, and at least 2/3 of the Rotaract clubs in those districts participating. And of course, we want to sustain and build on the relationship that was formed through the regional or national MDIO. And the reason why we do organize events to promote networking, fellowship, inter-district exchanges, or even up to the level of promoting twin club exchanges and meetings. So as I've mentioned, there are a lot of MDIOs existing worldwide. So the regional ones, similar to us, there's a Rotaract MDIO for the whole of Europe, European Rotaract Information Center. For the whole of Central America, which is the number 2. The whole of Africa, which was also recently formed. And Mediterranean, which covers all countries and territories surrounding the Mediterranean Sea and covers 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and then Africa. For the national ones, I would like to focus on national MDIOs existing in our region, which is the Philippines, Australia, Taiwan, and then Oceania, mainly for New Zealand and other Pacific islands. So just to remind everyone and also us as MDIO officers, the membership to the MDIO is not automatic. So as you can see, we only have 22 member districts out of the 119 eligible in the region. So a district must accomplish a consent to join form signed by the DRR and the DG if they want to become member of this MDIO. And most often, the member district is represented by its DRR, but MDIOs should make sure that the district governors in the covered region are informed of the MDIO activities because they exercise oversight and we should cooperate with them. As highlighted, the third main purpose of the MDIO is to promote and establish collaboration of Rotary and Rotaract in various levels. And then lastly, MDIOs don't have decision-making or legislative powers over districts. We cannot tell all member districts that you have to do this, you have to do that. You have to follow a certain protocol that was developed by an MDIO unless it was decided by all the member districts. So why do you need to join, or why would it benefit the district if you join the Asia Pacific Rotaract MDIO? Of course, we have regional conference, which is an exciting activity for Rotaractors in the region. So if you are a member district, eventually you can join and host the APRRC. But right now, we're not yet restricting the APRRC for only the member districts. And then second, multi-district trainings, just like this summit, and learning and development activities, which we will further discuss throughout the summit. Third is, of course, provide leadership development for experienced leaders from your district. Right now, most of you are DRRs. Eventually, you will become PDRRs. So probably the next set of officers of this regional MDIO will come from this room. So become a member district so you will become eligible for officership and chairmanship. Access to regional resources, manuals, templates, and other data from member districts consolidated, and of course, we'll share that subject to the data privacy laws of covered regions. We will also help you as our main purpose is information dissemination to make sure that what you do in your district and the remarkable projects and initiatives of Rotaract clubs and Rotaractors are communicated through our platforms so you can have greater exposure. Of course, provide you the network for international service, especially that the Asia Pacific Regional Rotaract MDIO is a regional organization. So one of the upcoming plans of RI is to open global grants for Rotaractors. And global grants require international host and a host in a certain country. So it has to be two different countries. So since you already have an MDIO that could probably connect you with this kind of opportunity, this is a strong advantage if you are a member of the MDIO. And then of course, if we develop and conduct regional fellowship events, you can become part of these activities. And if there are regional concerns that you would like to discuss and seek collaboration, you can do that through the MDIO. So how to join the MDIO? I'm flashing on the screen the consent to join forms in case you are convinced on our presentation, but we're not forcing you. We respect districts if you think that membership is something that you want to decide for so long. But eventually, if you plan to decide, these are the requirements. You just email it to mdio@asiapacificrotaract.org, and then we'll forward it to Rotary International. And then once it was approved by the Rotary International through the General Secretary, you become an official member of the Asia Pacific Rotaract MDIO. So now let me discuss our operating model. So the leader of an MDIO is usually a chair, but the chair's role is more on a convener or a consolidator. All the decisions or all the activities of the MDIO must be decided by the board of directors, which is consisting of the DRRs of the member district. So basically, they're the legislative arm of the organization. But whenever we do activities, we should, as I've highlighted earlier, we should always inform the district governors. Now, to help the MDIO, especially for our case, since we're regional and we cover multiple countries, we have national representatives. And their main role is to consolidate and communicate information to their country or coming from their country to the MDIO. Because we have more than 100 districts, it would be very difficult for the MDIO to reach each of those districts. That's why the support of the national representatives on information consolidation on a national scale is really very important. Of course, the MDIO needs a certain team to implement its programs and projects, and that's where we come. We are actually designated. So we're the executive committee. You are meeting them as we conduct this summit, and we make sure that what has been decided by the board of directors are always implemented. The MDIO also has an advisory board composed of 3 Rotarians and 3 Rotaract alumni. So most of these have been chairs or experienced advisors and leaders of the Asia Pacific Rotaract Committee. So as highlighted as the third main purpose of the MDIO, we should establish stronger collaboration with Rotary and the Rotarians. That's why we get and we provide information to Rotary International, particularly through the Rotaract Committee, which you will meet tomorrow, the Young Leaders Team or the Secretariat of RI, and there are RI offices in Japan, Korea, South Pacific, and Philippines office, which helps provide support to clubs and districts. So we work closely with them. Aside from that, there are regional structures. So there are zones, and we cover 8 zones in Asia Pacific. The zone 1 to 3 and the zone 8 to 12. And each zone has a Rotary officer for public image, for membership, and for the Rotary Foundation. So we should work closely with them in making sure that programs for Rotaract or programs that we think could be offered to Rotaractors can be lobbied through these regional officers. In terms of making greater exposure for Rotaract, we should also work with the regional Rotary magazines like in Japan, Korea, Philippines, Taiwan, and Thailand. And there are also inter-country committees, which is a platform for different districts in certain group of countries to collaborate. This is on the Rotary side. So Rotaract MDIO similarly does this objective of the inter-country committees. So again, introducing the executive committee. So I as the chair, Alex Tan as our immediate past chair, Alan, vice chair, Likon Lo as secretary, Cholo or Solomon as the finance director, and we have three PR directors, Shan, Risa, and Rita. And then the chair of the upcoming APRLS, the 19th one in Korea is Taiho. And then for the 18th one, we'll vote for it tomorrow. So just to give a quick rundown of the roles of MDIO officers. So as the chair, I preside all meetings. I provide guidance to MDIO officers and member district DRRs. I should ensure that the initiatives of the MDIO are executed, basically within timeline and as planned. Establish relations with RI officers, support staff, and district governors. And I should update the advisory board on our activities. And I took the role of administering our MDIO website. Then IP Chair Alex is our connection for the past chairs. He should also connect us with past contacts on Rotary and Rotaract and coordinate the Council of Past Chairs. So Alan, as the vice chair, is actually the head of the national representatives. So he will work closely with the NRs in making sure that information of national consolidation and relevance are communicated and obtained from the NRs. His main role also involves the increase of the member districts of the regional MDIO, and we do that by conducting regional MDIO sessions in national and district events. So if you will allow, we hope you can invite us also in your district assemblies or conferences so we can share the regional MDIO opportunity to your Rotaractors. Lee Kun is our secretary, and of course, she handles all the documents of the MDIO and respond to email correspondences. She takes and keep minutes of the meetings. And of course, since we're quite a new MDIO and the environment that we're operating is evolving, we should make sure that our constitution and bylaws are always updated. The reason why she heads any initiative to amend or revise our constitution. She also handles our database and works closely with the DRRs and NRs in making sure that critical data of the region are consolidated and reported to our counterparts. So whenever we need data, she leads in conducting surveys. And of course, our quarterly meetings is headed by Likun. In terms of finance, we have Cholo. But since the regional MDIO is not finance heavy, most of our activities are being done on a digital scale. So most of his work will be on monitoring the finances of the APRRCs. But Cholo was actually assigned to oversee the preparations of the 18th and the 19th APRRC together with our conference chairs, which is for Korea, this is Teho. And then lastly, we have the public relations directors, Rita, Risa, and Shan. They're actually assigned to specific sub-regions to make sure that what you do in your district or in your national MDIO are communicated through the regional MDIO channels. So they promote our social media channels. They help us translate major MDIO announcements and orientation files. They get photos and articles about what you do. And they encourage Rotaractors in your countries and districts to promote areas of focus of Rotary and the foundation programs. They will also promote and oversee our programs that will be launched this year, which is the Twin Club Connection Program and the Inter-District Exchange Programs. So these are their assignments. So Rita handles Australia and the ASEAN states. Risa handles Japan with Guam, and then Shan handles China, Hong Kong, Macau, Mongolia, Guangdong, China, South Korea, and then Taiwan. So now, for the national representatives, as I've been emphasizing, your role is to consolidate and communicate information to and from your respective countries and territories. You also help us encourage participation of your Rotaractors in MDIO programs, mainly the APRRC, because most of the activities in the APRRC tend to be prepared on a national scale. The country reports, the country festival, the cultural presentation. So you will work with your member districts, or your districts, I mean, in making sure that each country has contribution in APRs. So just a quick introduction of our national representatives. We have Holly Corbett from Australia, who is also the Australian MDIO chair. Kuch Palen from Cambodia. Robbie for Guam. Felix for Hong Kong. Adi for Indonesia. Yamazaki for Japan. Billy Ho for Macau. Joshua for Malaysia. And then Berry for Mongolia. Charles for Myanmar, Becky, who is also the Rotaract Oceania MDIO chair for New Zealand and Pacific Islands, MJ for Philippines, Diva for Singapore, CJ for South Korea, and then ABC for Taiwan. So this is a review of our current member districts. So we have one in Japan, all of Malaysia, except Singapore and Malaysia 3310. You're not yet a member district, but hopefully in the future. We already have all of Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, and Laos as members. All of Indonesia, all of course of China, Hong Kong, Macau, and Mongolia. One of the 12 districts in Taiwan. 4 of South Korea, and then 8 of 10 in the Philippines. So as member DRRs, most of you are present in our summit. As I've said, you decide the activities, operations, and programs of this MDIO. And for activities or decisions regarding the organization, each member district has a vote. So these are the member DRRs. Yamazaki for 2580, Joshua for 3300, Supakrit for 3330, Tanet for 3340, Ams or Chirapon for 3350, and then Wanacha for 3360. Then for Indonesia, we have, I think, Anita of 3410, and then Dita for 3420. Luffy for 3450, Ami for 3510, and then Chang Bokli for 3640, G1 for 3650, Yurim for 3690, and then we'll still identifying who is the DRR of 3721. And then for the Philippines, we have Daniel for 3770, Diana for 3780, Philson for 3790, Julie for 3800, Leia for 3810, Ian for 3820, Christian for 3850, and then Rayan for 3870. So now, what are the programs and services that you'll expect from the regional MDIO? Of course, information dissemination. We will make sure that for this Rotary year, we will drive more awareness about the Asia-Pacific Rotaract MDIO through 101 sessions. And we have also started to coordinate with the regional Rotary magazines to ensure that our regional MDIO has a presence. So as you can see in the screen, we already have a presence through the Philippine Rotary magazine, which is also a partnership with the Philippine MDIO. And we hope to do the same for Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and Thailand magazines. We have launched our website, which is our primary driver of information dissemination. So it already has the directory of member districts. It showcases the projects of districts because we have a blog site in the website. It will be our main repository of announcements, especially from Rotary International. And we will consolidate all resources relevant to districts in the website. So tomorrow, you'll have a walkthrough of how our website works. In social media, we've started to share national MDIO and district Rotaract postings. So if ever you have announcements or major events or articles that you'd like to share, please share it to the MDIO so we can use our channel to reshare it. We will also start to feature Rotaract clubs through the People of Action campaign and then upload recap videos or replays of our activities through the YouTube channel. So this Leader Summit, you will be able to replay some of its parts through our YouTube channel. So these are our main communication platforms, but we'll use the Zoom chat later to post the links. And then data sharing. Of course, data is critical in decision making and in guiding our future activities. So we will start to collect membership statistics in partnership with the Rotary offices, elevate Rotaract data and Rotary Foundation donations to guide you in promoting or advancing Rotary International goals. So the website actually contains the number of Rotaract clubs and Rotaractors from RI. So you just go to our website to revisit that. Of course, we want to support the continuous leadership development of our Rotaractors. The reason why we're doing this Leader Summit, not to orient you, but to give you fundamental understanding of what you need to advance as DRRs or regional officers. But through the year, we will conduct quarterly meetings of officers and couple that with learning sessions. And we have been conducting surveys to get the top 4 interest of districts in the region in terms of learning. We would also promote the e-learning platforms of Rotary, the Rotary Learning Center, and then the brand center for all your public image needs. Of course, we will still work our best to have our exciting regional Rotaract conference. So the face-to-face hopefully will be in Seoul, South Korea on January 5 to 8, 2023. So during the APRLS, we have leaders meeting, plenary sessions, Rotaract Festival, country reports, workshops, cultural or topic-based, cultural night, and then service project activities. Tomorrow, we will be selecting the host of the 18th APRLS, which is virtual on May 2022. As I've mentioned, we are planning to launch an exciting program, which is the Twin Club Connection Program through our website. We want to support Rotaract clubs in the region who's looking for international twin clubs. So what we will do, we will have a platform where they can report that they're looking for a twin club and then match them with the twin club based on the interest or needs that they have accomplished through the form. So this will be a support of the MDIO to make sure that Rotaract clubs in the region have a seamless experience in terms of getting international connections. And of course, inter-district exchange program. After this summit, you will receive the template approved by RI on twin district agreements. So you can start to use this in making inter-district agreements with the districts in the region and give you also a program template. Of course, you can still tweak it in conducting exchanges virtually. Of course, we will support the Rotary in advancing its service goals. So we will encourage Rotaract support to the Rotary Foundation, especially that we will soon participate in global grants. Of course, we need to support the promotion of end polio and collaboration on causes aligned with the Rotary areas of focus. If your district needs support in terms of multi-district projects, you can discuss that through the MDIO and we'll find a way to ask potential partners from our districts in the region. And then these are our calendar of activities for the year. So we're doing the Asia Pacific Rotaract Leader Summit this year. By August, we will have our first quarterly learning session. And then October, of course, as I've mentioned, our main purpose is also to promote partnership with Rotary. We'll promote the presidential conferences in South Korea. And then we'll also have some form of activity to celebrate the World Polio Day and the End Polio campaign. We'll have our second quarterly meeting and learning session on November and also the RI Presidential Conference in Manila. And by January, we will have hopefully, the opening of registration for the Seoul, South Korea Conference. And also, DRRs right now and next year are encouraged to apply for the Rotary International Assembly. So we will share the information later. And hopefully, if it can be done face-to-face, you'll participate with the district governors-elect in Florida, USA. Just like me and Rita have experience in the first and second international assemblies. And we also have the virtual ones. Diana, I'm not sure. Just chat if you have been able to participate in the third RI assembly. So for March, of course, we'll find a way to support the celebration of the World Rotaract Week. And then on May, we'll have our last quarterly session and meeting, and then the virtual APRRC. And then by June, we'll promote participation in the last presidential conference and convention. So that's it. I hope you got basic understanding of the MDIO and the services that we can offer to the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Louie, for that comprehensive orientation of the Asia Pacific Rotaract MDIO and telling us the initiative that would make this Rotary Year an exciting term for everyone.
Now let's take some time for Q&A. If you have any questions, please drop them in our Zoom chat box, or you may use the raise hand function on Zoom if you want to verbally address your question to or share any thoughts. Now, please wait for us to acknowledge you before you unmute and speak, please. We have over 60 participants on our Zoom right now. Anyone would like to have questions or express your thoughts on the topic that Chair Louie just shared?
Yes, actually, this is also an opportunity for our past chairs. If you want to share about the journey of our regional Rotaract MDIO that could inspire the current team. How about
Alexis, the past chair, right?
Our father. Anything you'd like to share to our group? Sorry, we've put you on the spotlight.
He likes the spotlight.
IP chair.
Taiwan.
Alexis is muted. It's muted. Alex, you need to unmute.
Yes. So good morning, everyone. Yes, of course, first I want to congratulate all of you for doing a great job and for doing this first Leaders Summit for Asia Pacific region, MDIO. And this was a very inspiring and a learning opportunity for everyone, especially to a new MDIO like us. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all the 22 founding members or the districts who submitted their consent to join the MDIO. I hope that out of 119, we can get more districts to join us, as this is our MDIO. This MDIO is for fellowship and learning experience across the region. This is a time where we meet, maybe by 2023, and continue the magic of the APRRC and other projects of the MDIO. So I hope you guys stay with us until the end and until we're able to get all the 119 districts in the region, and let us continue the fellowship and service together. So thank you and congratulations and good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we can hear from the PDG Anthony Ho. Any words for the leaders, for the region leaders? Yeah, here. You can unmute and speak.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, from all over Asia Pacific. It's my dream and my hope that we have this MDIO being formed, because I was one of the organizer of the first Asia Pacific Rotaract conference in Hong Kong in 2004, and then our district governor that year was looking and have the dream of having all our districts and regions and countries in Asia Pacific to get together to serve and to do community work all over Asia Pacific. So I can see that has been fulfilled now, and I congratulate everyone here that we can go forward. And as Alex just said, that we hope that we got every single district in our region to join this organization. In that respect, we'll be one of the biggest in the world then. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you so much, PDG Anthony. Maybe I think I'm going through the participants list here. I can see past chair Oliver. He's the past chair of the APRC committee. Yeah, Oliver, a few words to the Rotaract leaders attending the summit here today. Hi, Oliver. I saw you raise your hand.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Hi.
Sorry if I can't show my face, unlike PDG Anthony and Alex. So congratulations to everyone for organizing this Asia Pacific Leaders Summit. I'm very glad that this is happening, as mentioned by Louie earlier. This has been a dream of many people, Rotarians and Rotaractors. Just like PDG Anthony, I was there at the first APRRC. And it's great to see familiar faces in this group, like past President Eka from Indonesia, who was with us during the Bali conference way back in 2008. Were some of you born then during 2008? I'm not sure. But also I saw I see Grace Ramirez from our RISTPO office. Hello, Grace. Thank you for your help to all Rotarians and Rotaractors in the Asia Pacific region, especially Australia and the Philippines. This is a dream come true. So thank you very much to all those who made this possible, especially Alexis, and now being continued by Louie. This organization has been in works for the past, I think, more than 2 decades, almost 2 decades. There has been a lot of difficulties, primarily because the Asia Pacific region is divided into many, many countries with many, many languages, many, many religions, different cultures. And sometimes we are lost in translation. And although we speak the same language of service, we have different opinions, different outlooks in how the organization should work in our part of the world. But thankfully, this batch of leaders were able to unite everyone to one single cause. So I hope that this will forever continue, and a challenge to the current Asia Pacific regional leaders is also to train future Asia Pacific leaders who will actually replace you in your positions and be as passionate, as gung-ho, as genki as you. I think APRRC was able to continue as a conference because the current leaders of every organizing committee were very generous in picking new blood, in discovering new talent who will actually lead the conferences every year. So I hope now that we have a formal organizing committee or an MDIO, do not forget to train more people, younger people, who will actually continue the future of the Asia Pacific MDIO. So us who are actually are part of the history will continue to guide you and continue to give wisdom to your decisions. But definitely your leadership will be our utmost care, and we will respect your decisions. So that's it basically. And I hope those who are here in Manila are keeping safe, because there were two big earthquakes earlier this morning, one 6.7 and another 5.5. And it's currently raining very hard here in Metro Manila. And for those in other parts of Asia Pacific, such as in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and other India, if there are some people or participants from India, please be careful, stay safe, and have yourself vaccinated with any vaccine that is available, because each vaccine is will prevent you from dying from COVID-19. So please, we need you as leaders of this organization, and don't meet first face to face because of the fear of the Delta variant. Okay, please be leaders of your own districts. Don't let anyone spread the virus. Okay, so always follow the protocols. So that's it. I think I talked too much. Thank you very much, and take care, and God bless to the Asia Pacific MDIO.
Thank you, Past Chair Oliver. Thank you for sharing. And as you said, like wish everyone is safe, and hopefully we are getting over the COVID-19 very soon. I see among our audience, we actually have Grace Ramirez from the RI South Pacific and Philippines office, the manager of the office. May we invite you to share a bit about your work actually and the role of Rotaract? Morning, Grace. Oh, Grace may have just got disconnected. Okay. Let us actually, tell Louie just share about the work of MDIO and the role of a regional MDIO. I remember during the presentation, Louie actually mentioned there are 4 country MDIO who are coordinating the districts within the country. So I think we have someone here from Taiwan. We have the RIT chair. We also have the immediate past RIT chair, Sean. Sean or ABC, would you like to share a bit with us about how the Taiwan MDIO actually helps to coordinate the district?
Oh wait. Taiwan's MDIO. Taiwan's MDIO is 10 years, and tonight is our handover ceremony. Yes, and I'm the 9th chair, and the ABC is 10th chair. And in the last year, we always help DRR to deal some information, and from international information. And the last year, because the Elevator Rotaract, so I go to Taiwan 12 district and 100 club to help them, to tell them what is Elevator Rotaract. And every month we have a meeting with the all Taiwan's DRR, and we will hold some activities such as Taiwan National Taiwan Rotaract National Meeting, and we will hold a DRE training meeting, and we will oh, we do more, but I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. But I think Taiwan's MDIO we uh, um, we can help everyone and every dia, every district. And I think maybe our next chair, ABC, will be fine. Okay, thank you. Just to say a little. Hi, Ellen.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Any supplementary from ABC?
ABC 有什么要补充的吗？可能你可以直接找黄宇翻译。
Okay, well, if not, we can come back later on for more sharing. We have a lot of interactions and idea exchange today. For now, maybe I can invite another country MDIO, Chair MJ from Philippines. MJ, if you can share with us, how does the Philippines MDIO actually help the member districts and coordinate? What do you expect with the regional MDIO? Any words you would like to highlight?
Hi, good morning everyone once again. So again, my apology. I cannot turn on my camera because it's raining hard here in the province of Bulacan, Philippines, and I'm having unstable connection. So first of all, I would like to greet all the District Rotaract Representatives of the Philippines. They will get mad at me if I will not be mentioning all of them this morning. So hi to all my DRRs. So basically, we perform the primary function of MDIO as facilitating communication and disseminating information. First through our official website, although it is it's actually we can't access the Philippines Rotaract MDIO website today because we will be relaunching it on August 1 as it will be having a new face. So also hi Kuya O, I received your personal message. So that's one of the things that we're doing. Also, we have our official newsletter. It is called Balangay, and we do it monthly so that all the activities, all the information that Rotaractors of the Philippines need to know were coursed through the Balangay. Actually, we already issued our first issuance this for the month of July. Also, we partnered with the Philippine Rotary magazine. We now have the Philippine Rotaract magazine. We also had our first issue, I think, last Thursday or Wednesday. In that case naman, in a Philippine Rotaract magazine, we tell stories of our activities and programs, not only of the MDIO, but of the different clubs and districts in the Philippines so that everyone can know what are the stories of the different Rotaractors in the Philippines so that they may get inspiration, motivation, and encouragement from their co-Rotaractors. And we have lots of activities in the MDIO. We are very much present in all social media accounts so that uh, you know we may be able to really fulfill our duty of disseminating information and facilitating communication. Also, I would like to share to everyone that last July 1, MDIO launched its Pilipinas Rotaract MDIO launched its kickoff activity, which is the vaccination campaign. Because here in the Philippines, most Filipinos, most especially those who are in the slum areas, the poorer of the poor, do not believe in the effectivity of vaccines. So I think we have to take a very important role in educating them, in encouraging them to get vaccinated. So that's why most of the Rotaract clubs and all the 10 districts of the Philippines headed by the Philippines Rotaract MDIO, launched its vaccination campaign last July 1, 2021. And I can say that it was really a success because we received a lot of messages from ordinary Filipino citizens telling that they learned a lot, telling us that they were convinced on the effectivity and safety of getting vaccinated. So I think Pilipinas Rotaractors are really doing its part in fighting COVID-19. So I think that would be all. And I would be inviting you tomorrow. I will be presenting. Chair Louie allow me to say it as early as today. So tomorrow I will be joined by past District Governor Edna Suter of Rotary International District 3830. We will be presenting the Manila Presidential Conference, which will happen on November 26, 27, 28. So I'll see you again tomorrow for the RPC 2021 presentation. So thank you very much, everyone. Keep safe.